How's it going, guys? Well, welcome back to TheBlueShifting. Welcome back to Steinsgate, my darling's embrace, where, oh boy, we had the great talk last week with Okabe and effectively decided on a battle plan to try and get the Maid Queen back on its feet without succumbing to scammy tactics. We gotta beat 4 degrees Celsius in his little empire. But, we had some interesting results of that. We're gonna have everyone dressed as maids, including Lukako. And Okabe, apparently. And Daru's a giant penguin or something, I think. It's gonna be fantastic. Oh, I don't even know what to say. I'm just super excited. It's kind of one of those things where, like, getting ready for this video, I kind of hadn't really thought about it. And then as I sat down and kind of reflected, I was like, all right, what are we doing today? Like, where did we leave off? And I was like, oh, yes, this is I ended, like, right where I think it's gonna get real exciting. So, yeah, I guess there's not really much else to say other than, let's just jump back into it. I hope you guys are ready. Let's see what on earth, like, the next few clicks are about to reveal for us today. So, the next day. A historical heat wave tears its way across Tokyo. The asphalt, having absorbed the scorching heat of the sun all morning, roasts the bottom of our feet. Yeah, on really, really hot days, like, I don't know if you've ever been anywhere that can get this hot. A lot of you probably have, but when it gets really, really hot, like, the asphalt will actually start to re-melt a bit. Like, it's not enough to be, like, sticky tar, but, like, if you, like, go to, like, the side of the road, sometimes you can actually, like, peel away the tar. Like, it's almost like a taffy. It's crazy what you can do when it gets hot. I did a lot of construction and traffic control work in college, and trust me, standing around all day in the hot sun or the winter, both are horrible. Actually, I think if you can move around, winter's not as bad as summer for working outside, just because as you get hot, you can take off layers and adapt. But when you have to stand around all day, like for traffic control, where like you pretty much kind of have to stay in the same location, I think cold is so much worse. Because when you can't move, you just freeze. The external air conditioning vents on every building are open, blowing even more hot air through the streets. This is an urban heat island if I've ever seen one. One day, I, the great Hyoden Kyoba, will invent a future gadget to fix this problem. That would be nice. Let's see, what was that tip? An urban metropolitan area that is significantly warmer than surrounding rural areas. Heat is stored in the asphalt, concrete, preventing it from releasing properly. On top of this, outdoor AC units pump heat into the air, resulting in large-scale climate change. In recent years, development on coastal areas of Japan have resulted in obstruction of the wind, only making the urban heat island situation worse. The only current way to combat with this phenomena is to regulate heat release and plant more trees throughout the city. Yeah, or stay inside. But not everyone can do that, so here we are, sweating buckets in the middle of the street. Otherwise, I don't think I can survive this kind of heat year after year. Also, yeah, the other worst thing too is, like, I know Japan's really humid because, you know, it's right next to the ocean. So, like, heat's one thing, but hot and humid is a horrific combination. Lost in thought, I find myself standing in front of Akihabara Station. My goal? To hand out flyers from Maid Queen Nyan Nyan. Is she just dying from the heat, or is she also upset about her outfit? These groans have been going on for a while now. They're coming from the right behind me, from behind a pillar in the station. Kurisu, out of context, that sounds even worse.
Oi, kora, makite Kurisu!
Yeah.
そんなところに隠れてないで、さっさと出てこい、マキセクリス！やめ！ほら、マキセクリス、早くチラシを配れ！
This is gonna be great. Everyone buckle up.
ぶった切るぞこら！なんで本名連呼なんだ！
She's so cute. Wait. It's that's fine. Yes. Aw, she looks so angry. I knew it was gonna happen, but I love it.
やっと出てきたか。
Bless me. See, I'm allergic to adorableness. Finally, that took long enough. Kurisu flees back into the shadow of the pillar.
おいおい、いくらなんでも恥ずかしがりすぎだろ。
だってこんな場所でこんな格好やっぱ無理よ。
フェイリスとマユリを見ろ。堂々としたものだ。
メイクインニャンニャンですにゃ。よろしくお願いしますにゃ。
Yep.
皆さんで遊びに来てくださいにゃ。あれは慣れてるからよ。初心者に駅前で露出プレイはハードル高すぎでしょ。
You know what, to be fair, this would be harder than it looks. Like, I can be pretty fearless in the right situations, but I'd be hesitant. I'd still be struggling.
露出プレイってちゃんとメイド服を着てるだろうが。
当たり前でしょ。この裏切り者。
裏切り者とは何だ？
だってあんた普通のスーツじゃないの。どういうこと？
Yeah, that's pretty good though. Like, so Okabe managed to get out of this okay. Indeed, as Kurisu had pointed out, I am wearing a black suit. It goes without saying, but it's not mine. A mad scientist like me would never own such a suit, so I borrowed it from Faris's butler.
仕方ないだろう。ルカ子と違って俺が着られるようなバカでかい衣装はオーダーメイドで1ヶ月以上かかるというのだから。
Oh, lucky you. And believe me, I'm incredibly grateful for that that's the case. After talking to Faris about it, we settled on the role of Dark Butler. I'm not particularly sure what part of this look is supposed to be dark, but Faris seems excited by the potential to bring in female customers. Well, I mean, he's skinny, he's tall, and he's pale. The pale actually would accentuate like the Dark Butler vibe with like, I'm guessing it's referencing that anime. Black Butler, is that really what it's like supposed to be? I don't know. I don't know if I watched it. I know it's a thing though. Okabe Nanyan has been contained, at least for the time being. I feel bad for Lukako, but I refuse to let the beast be unleashed.
いいか、我が助手よ。初めてのことで気遅れする気持ちはわかる。だが、あれを見るがいい。
Yeah.
やっ
Aww.
ほー皆さん、こんちはーす。
It's the return of Maid Faris, which again we kind of got a little bit of spoiler for because I played Linear Bound Final Ground first, which in hindsight I shouldn't have. But here is so when in Linear Bound, like Suzuha sees echoes of herself, she sees the echo from the Beta World line, and she saw a Maid Suzuha. Of course, that Suzuha didn't even like understand like the time machine thing, so I'm not sure if that's quite this Suzuha. But again, I guess until I play Suzuha's route, I don't know exactly who she's supposed to exactly be. Like, is she still from the future? And if she is, what is she doing here? And what's her mission? Like, I don't know. Because she seems very loosey-goosey so far. So we'll have to see. But she's definitely getting into it. And she's adorable. And Faris is adorable. Everything's adorable. I'm happy.
メイクインニャンニャンです。いかがすか？すずにゃん、すずにゃん、こんちはーす。いかがすかじゃなくって、こんにちにゃんにゃん、いかがですかにゃだにゃ。おっと、いけない。みにゃさん、こんにちにゃんにゃん、よろしくお願いしますにゃん。
Pretty good. Pretty good.
ほらどうだ？バイト選手はノリノリではないか。
Yeah, Suzuha's kind of gung ho too. Like, I imagine, like, I think I would be a lot more like Suzuha in the regard of like I might be initially hesitant, but once I decided, I go. Like, and the thing is, like, I'm not one to wait either. Like, I'm like, let's just get this over with. Go, do it. It's true. Okay, so come on, you don't have any excuses here.
だって、あまねさんは似合ってるし。
Oh, you be quiet. You look fantastic. Yeah, you're super cute too. Get out here.
自信を持て、クリスティーナ。お前だって
Oh, you almost said it.
なかなかのものだぞ。
Kurisu peeks around from behind the pillar with a surprised expression on her face. The cat ears on her head are slanted forward a little.
お世辞なんて言わなくていいから。
Stop forced. You're pretty cute.
お世辞ではない。結構いいと思うがな。俺は。
Alright, Okabe. I know we're not on the Kurisu route, but yes, we all agree. We all resoundingly agree. I'm ashamed to admit this, but when we all got together at Maid Queen Yan Yan this morning, to coordinate costumes, I could feel myself going boy for Kurisu.
何を企んでるのよ。
No. I mean, no. No.
企んどらんわ。
あんたが変に優しい時は、どんな
Aww.
油断ならない。
Aww, these two. Good grief. Kurisu mutters to herself, her face turning a little red. Aww.
ねえクリスちゃん、これからマユシーチームは中央通りの方に行くんだけど、一緒にどうかにゃ。
Mayuri spots Kurisu peeking out from behind the pillar and walks over to her.
ああ、うん。
Go. Do it. Do it.
行ってこいクリスティーナ。今のお前の姿、恥じることなど何もないぞ。
Aww.
クリスちゃんすっごく素敵だよ。マユシーはちょっとドキドキなのですにゃん。
Aww. Mayuri clings tightly to Kurisu and pulls her out from behind the pillar. There she is in all her glory.
猫耳が曲がっちゃってるよ。
Let's see, it's good look. Oh yeah, look at, oh my gosh. Yeah, she looks fantastic. Oh, they all look so good. Whew. Oh boy, this is gonna be good for the heart.
本当？
マユシーが直してあげるにゃん。
Why are her ears so much bigger anyway? That's interesting.
自分でやるからいいわよ。
Kurisu hurries to adjust the cat ears atop her head.
ほにゃん、今度は逆に曲がっちゃったよ。
Just let her help.
マユシーがやってあげるからじっとしててにゃん。
The shoppers near the ticket gate stop to watch Kurisu and Mayuri, entranced by their natural chemistry. I get it. They look more like two sisters, not related by blood, playing around more than anything else. Oh no! Oh yes, I'm getting a. This could quickly take a turn. There are dojins that start like this, right? Oh, I bet you there are really, actually, just like this. Really, like I bet you there's somebody who picked up this scene, just took it out that way. Oh man. No, don't think about it. Okay, okay, all done.
ありがとう。
Aww.
それじゃあ行くにゃん。オカリンはフェリスちゃんのお手伝いをしてあげて。
Absolutely.
ああ、暑いから水分はちゃんと取れよ、マユリ。クリスティーナもな。
わかってるわよ。
Oh, don't sound so grumbly.
そこは違うだろう。わかりました、素敵なご主人様。とか言え。
Okay, okay, you're gonna get punched here.
ぶん殴るぞ。
Yeah. And so Mayuri, Kurisu, and Suzuha all head towards Churudori to pass off flyers, leaving only Ferris and I behind. In case you were wondering, Mooka has work, and Lukako had to help at the shrine today, so they couldn't be here to help out. Daru was busy creating a new homepage for Maid Queen Yan Yan. He's been assigned to a top secret mission, so he's not here either. Daru.
っているじゃないか貴様。
マキセ氏とマユ氏で絶賛妄想中。話しかけんな。
Yeah, you get out of here. You representative of all of our internal egos. Get out.
この変態め。
I mean, it's true.
ありゃりゃ、ダルニャンだにゃん。
こんにちはフェイリスタン。なんかさ、手伝えなくてごめんね。
ダルニャンがメイクインのために一生懸命やってくれてることはフェイリスが一番よく知ってるにゃ。
Yeah.
フェイリスタン、僕一生ついていくからね。
I grabbed Daru from behind by the nape of his neck.
ちょっと耳を貸せ。
あなんだよもう。
Success is important. Get out there.
守備はどうなっているのだ。
Yeah.
ホームページ？
それなら声を潜める必要などない。もう一つの方だ。
そんなにせかすなって。いくら天才の僕でも昨日の今日じゃハッキングは無理だろ上皇。
Yeah, okay.
なるべく急いでくれ。闇プログラマーよ。
闇プログラマーってのはやめろ。 スーパーハカーよりダメすぎる。
Yeah, it's true. As the two of us whisper to one another, Ferris draws her face in close to cut off a conversation.
にゃにゃ、二人とも気をつけて。見張られてるにゃ。
By who? Is it one of his goons? 4 degrees.
何？
We're being watched? Without raising my head up, I glance around the area. 4 degrees is goons, I check near the crowded ticket gate, station interior, and the road in front of the station, but spot nobody immediately suspicious. Still, our enemy's a real scumbag. Who knows what dirty tactics he might use to keep track of us.
蘇りし転生たるこのフェイリスと勇ましき戦士たちを貧乏の闇から無名の獣たちがじっと見張っているのにゃ。
Oh, okay. One of those.
そっちの話かよ。
I nearly fall over, all while glaring at Ferris. She shoots me back a big grin. Dairo eventually returns to the lab to continue with his mission, leaving Ferris and I to resume passing out flyers. Ferris is experienced as experienced as it gets when it comes to this sort of thing, and I worked plenty of tissue passing jobs in the past, so things go surprisingly quickly. Tissue passing, like apparently that's like a super common thing. Is that still a common thing, or is that like a thing that like used to be common? I don't know, but. I mean, you know, if you're going to give away free stuff, tissues is a decent one. But I imagine you never have to buy them in a whole lifetime, considering how many times it must be handing out if you just walk around outside.
暑いな。
Yeah, I bet.
さすがのフェイリスもちょっと参りそうだにゃ。
Let's go get some water. With our job finished in a brisk 2 hours, the two of us head to Chudodori to give Mayuri's team some help. I think it says so help, but I mean some help, I'm sure.
はい、今日な、スポーツドリンクだにゃ。
Ooh, even better.
なあ、すまん。
Gotta get those electrolytes back in. Well, electrolytes is a fancy name for bodily salt. But yes, gotta get it back in so you're not gonna get out of balance. I down the beverage. Ferris opens her drink and I can hear her gulp down almost half the bottle. Fetch. I feel the lost moisture of my body being replenished. But the sweating starts up again and just like that, it's all gone.
いくらフェイリスの能力で霊気の衣をまとってみてもベンヌの嫉妬には勝てないにゃ。
Benu's envy? What?
ベンヌ。
Is that supposed to be the sun?
フェイリスは7回前の前世でベンヌという霊長に見初められたことがあるんだにゃ。でもその時すでにフェイリスには勇者シュノークスという言い名付けがいたのにゃ。
Okay. Wow. So these levels of storytelling are going really deep.
ほほう。
I wonder when she started doing this. Like, was this part of her like escapism normally? Like, does she like? Is this part? I can't remember if this is part of the full persona of her like May Queen self, or is this something that came about because of Okabe? Like, did she hear him doing his grandiose tales and kind of catch on to it? Or was she already doing that kind of thing? Is this just her way of dealing with stress? Well, we kind of already know that this is her way of dealing with stress and expressing like things she can't express in her real life, and she's expressing it in ways that like are not productive but also not destructive.
ベンヌは大いに怒りシュノークスを殺そうとしたんだけどにゃ。間一髪フェイリスたちはこちらの世界に脱出することができたんだにゃ。
Dang. That's a cool story.
けど嫉妬深い霊長はフェイリスとシュノークスのことが許せず二人でいるところを見つけると怒りに任せて焼き尽くそうとしてくるのにゃ。もう分かったと思うけど今日のは実はシュノークスの転生した姿なんだにゃ。
That's a turn.
いや待てフェイリスニャンニャン。俺は前世も来世も法王隠居魔だ。それ以外の存在ではありえない。
それはリリスに植え付けられた偽りの記憶にゃ。
See, this is the problem when their stories like clash. Like normally, like I felt like they normally feed off each other like an improv where like you go along with what they say. But this is her like trying to like rewrite his own little head dialogue, and that can't fly. That's not gonna work.
なんだと?
Ah, crap. If we start going on like this, we'll never get to stop. It's getting way too hot to be doing this right now. Before things go any further, Ferris suddenly stops. Uh-oh.
にゃにゃにゃ。サクにゃ。
Sakunya? Who's that? Ferris starts waving her hand at someone walking from the opposite direction of Chudodori. A young man with a paper bag. Ferris is waving her hand at a tall yet underweight, somewhat nervous-looking young man. He's wearing jeans and a t-shirt, holding what appears to be a bag with designer lettering on it. He's also wearing a surprisingly stylish pair of glasses. On his t-shirt is a character that used to be popular from some anime or game, I can't remember which. If I recall, I think his name is Sakura? Maybe that's why Ferris yelled at Saku-nyan?
Saku-nyan! 久しぶりだにゃ
Oh, wait. I remember this scene. Anytime people almost get hit by a van in Steins Gate, it's on this road, right? With this background? Is that what's about to happen here? Ferris happily runs up to the young man.
久しぶりだね。
Okay, who is this guy?
最近忙しいのかにゃあんまり顔を見ないから心配してたんだにゃ
Oh, he was a fan of hers, so he used to come by and be a regular.
ちょっと仕事がね。
Oh no. The young man seems to be somewhat flustered. Whenever Ferris smiles, he hurriedly shifts his gaze, not to mention he's hesitant to answer her questions. I also notice that he keeps trying to hide his bag from her. Of course. Ferris has also noticed this and makes moves to finish their conversation.
それじゃあサクニャンフェリスはもう行くにゃ
そう
足型が忙しくっても体は壊さないようにしてにゃ
Yeah.
ありがとう。それじゃあね。
バイバイにゃ
I'm guessing he goes to another cafe now. The young man hurries off towards Akihabara Station. As he passes by me, I finally catch what it says on his bag. Pudding Princess Mode.
そういうことか。
Right. That's the name of the cafe in the building across from me, Queen Yanyan, the one that 4 degrees Celsius runs. God, that would hurt. Oh, Ferris, you got a blank face, but you're really hurting right now, right? Because it's gone beyond just like losing your staff. Now you're losing active fans, and that hits hard because it's like you can understand making offers like workers can't refuse. You can understand that those workers take their clients with them. But watching one of your clients, somebody who's been a very big fan and a loyal like patron for such a long time, not like going to another person, that would then challenge her ideals as a caricature, as a server, as a character, you know, like that's different. That's very different from the other blows. This one is personal, and it's not going to end. Like, this is going to be probably the most hurtful part of this entire experience. After seeing the young man off, Ferris returns to my side, pretending like nothing happened.
待たせてごめんにゃメイクインがオープンした頃から常連さんだった人なのにゃ
Right. He was a regular customer, huh? The Ferris I know treats everyone she meets like a close friend of hers. That includes when she's working at Maid Queen Nyanyan and even when she isn't. For example, she was just asking that young man about his work, how his work was going, even if he was taking care of himself or not. She doesn't look at her relationships as maid and customer. To her, that's something much deeper and more personal than that. Which is why it hurts all the more. So I know that these kind of things hit her hard. This isn't just about losing a customer. And if Maid Queen has lost this many customers, I can't even imagine how Ferris must be feeling right now. Yeah. That's kind of a danger of being in a service industry and like bonding with those whom you care for is like people can be fickle when it involves money and, you know, vices or just, you know, habits and fandoms. Like, people are fickle. Like, I was listening to Trash Taste and they were talking about like the idol culture in Japan. They talked about how there's a lot of interest, like the social dynamic of like fandoms in Japan are really odd. And one of the things they said was really interesting is the fact that like if you make a blunder, like a social blunder, like it's held against you. I think they said something about like there was like a Japanese YouTuber or somebody who was pretty popular like 3 or 4 years ago, and then they made some kind of mistake. They did something, and like even after all this time, their videos have like a 50% like to dislike ratio, and people will come onto the comments just to like remind them about how much they hate them for what they did way back when. It's like, I understand not wanting people to like forget what they've done, but like it sounds like there's a strong culture of like it's weird to say, but it's like patron entitlement, if that makes sense. Like, they were describing it, it makes it sound like there's kind of this like social atmosphere that like when you like something, you like it as it, like when you like and are a fan of something, like it's their job and duty to continue to make it something you like. And so like if you change something or do something, oh, now you've ruined this thing that I like, even though the thing that they like is supposed to be a person, like Ferris. Like, oh, because Ferris hasn't done this thing or has done this thing, like you've ruined the thing I like about you. But the thing is, like, it's you, it's a person, like they're not a static object or like a pretend idol or anything like that. But like apparently that can be odd. And, like, I see that here a little bit, like on YouTube, and just like people get really nitpicky about like the minor decisions of celebrities. But that sounds like it's on a whole nother level. That's what they were describing. And if that's true, like, I'm kind of glad I'm not a part of that. That sounds horrifying. Like, I don't know. And also the whole idol culture thing, like I know like there's the whole thing about like how like if you are an idol, so like if you're like a singing celebrity girl, I'm guessing guys too, but knowing how sexism tends to work, it's probably worse for girls in this case, because it's like they're not allowed to date, because if they date, it ruins the product, you know? Like, because everyone's supposed to imagine, like apparently all their fans imagine like, what if I'm the guy that she could date? And it's like that, like I've seen that represented in anime and also like talked about on Trash Taste and like other things. So, like, obviously I don't know, I don't live there, but like if that is true, that sounds so sad. And like how hard would it be to live in and feel like that? And so like to have this like pressure that Ferris has of like she wants to make these personalized bonds. It's just something I get to enjoy with my YouTube channel. Like I feel like we get to chat, we get to talk, we have interactions, and I get to know a lot of you. Like consistently, if you're in the comments, I start recognizing your names. I start to know like some of you and like your points of view, and I get a feel for like where you are in life and like what like similarities we have and differences we have. That's part of like getting to know people. Like I truly like there's a barrier there because like, you know, it's internet. Like it's really not like I can just sit and just make friends with people like that. But like I feel like I get to know you all, like at least a little bit, and that you get to know me probably more than a little bit, because I'm pretty honest. Like a lot of people do personas. I think my camera persona is just a bit more energetic, but still me. I don't know. Like I think you're getting a pretty down to earth version of me when in these videos, unlike other creators who, you know, tend to be more entertaining, but also are more of an active persona, a personality. But it's just, I can't even imagine that. Like, ugh. I think all of this is tough too. It's like, and bigger channels, they end up losing that connection, which will really, you know, that sucks. Anyway, ramble. Let's keep going. Have I underestimated just how hard this has been on her? As we walk together, I peek at the side of her face. Her expression is unchanged. Ferris is standing up straight, confidently holding her head up high and smiling, all the while waving at people who walk by. But I just can't help but feel like she's forcing herself to be this way. My heart aches at the thought. Yeah, it better, son. Ferris didn't even ask that man to come back to Makewain. She realized that by doing so, she'd just make it awkward for him. Considering how kind Ferris is, that's something she could never do. Even though I'm sure she must have wanted to with every fiber of her being. I've always struggled with figuring this cat girl out, but these were her raw emotions, her kindness, her frustration, her despair. For just a short moment, I feel as though I'm finally seeing the real her.
なあ、フェイリス。お前、何かしてほしいことないか?
Aw, very sweet. But like most of the time when people ask you that, like you're never gonna actually answer. I mean, it's one of the sad things. It's like you want to be supportive and you want to say something like, "Oh, I'll be there for you," or like let me know and I'll do what I can to help. But like that's really empty, at least for me, and I know for a lot of other people, because you're like, "Oh, I appreciate it," and like the sentiment's nice, but it's like for somebody who's like trying to figure things out on their own, they're very self-driven and independent, who aren't literally like grasping at their straws of like of their last hope. Most of the time, especially if you're not super close, Like, I'm not likely to be like, oh, yeah, I could use this. Like, can I have $20 to help pay a bill? Or like, can you come help me move a piano? Like, that's very unlikely to happen because, like, it's different. Like, I know it's about being supportive, but like what Okabe is probably going to display in the near future is of observation skills, which is the really important thing. Is like, look for a way to help and then step up to helping with that. It's one thing to be like, it's casting out general, like, can I help with anything? And then it's easier to say, no, it's okay, everything's fine. But if you're like, oh, like, you're moving that heavy furniture, I'm gonna help you. And it's like, okay, like, that's a way you know you're contributing, and a way that's a lot harder to say no to, because pride, dang it, sucks. Like, a lot of us get so caught up in like being self-determined that we aren't willing to accept help. And by the way, like, you should be okay and should be seeking to accept help. People who offer typically are willing and wanting to help. Like, give them that chance. Like, it feels good to help people, and it might not feel good to be helped, but like, we all need it sometimes. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. And yet, a lot of us, me included, do not ask for help because we want to be able to handle it ourselves. We want to feel like we're independent and we don't need help, or we don't need other people to rely on. Like, that's okay. That's a good feeling to want to be independent, but we got to be willing to understand that, like, sometimes life just sucks and like you just need an extra pair of hands. And then you're more likely, if you accept help, you're more likely to give help. It's like, balance things out and be a good person and to make the world a better place. If we all just helped each other and accepted the help offered to us, the world would be a better place in general. Ferris's eyes open widely. Then, just as she's about to speak, she turns red.
今日待ってばダメだにゃ。今のフェイリスはみんなのフェイリスなんだにゃ。
Oh, come on.
告白なら誰もいない夕暮れの空中都市でお願いにゃ。
That does sound really cute, but like, no, Ferris, like, I think he's being serious.
誰もそんなことするとは言っとらん。
にゃ。今してほしいことって言ったにゃ。
お前は俺に告白してほしいのか？
してほしいにゃ。
Oh, fetch. What do you even do with that? I'd be like, hey, okay, hang on a second. Is this like a scenario? Are you like legitimately real here? Oh gosh, I wouldn't even know. He's like, wait, come again? Ferris looks me right in the eyes, almost as if she's searching for something. Her light pink lips slowly move open, her little tongue licks out just a bit, then in gentle, sweet voice.
ねえ、して。告白。
Okay. Seriously. Like, I'd be like, it's like, what do you even do in this situation? I'm trying to be Okabe right now in my mind. I'd be like, Ferris, I do not know if I could take you seriously here. I do not know. I doubt it, but seriously.
Well,
oh boy.
Oh.
なんてもう今日なったら照れちゃってウブだにゃ。
Ferris sticks her tongue out at me and laughs. She's so mean. I'd totally fall. I'd be so... That's why I would never actually, like if I were in Okabe's shoes, I would not know what to do. I would just be like, I'd just want to throw my head to the I'd be like, whatever! I don't even get it! Without thinking, I start pulling on Ferris's cat ears. Oh, careful, dude.
猫の分際で不隠居も愚弄するかこの。
Be careful, man. She might actually use some kind of hairpins or glue. It might, I'm guessing it literally hurts. Ferris holds down her cat ears, real tears starting to form in her eyes. I don't get it. Their ears are fake, right? Take a closer look and notice that their head might be clips of her in her hair.
No, worry.
I hurriedly let go. Yeah, that was not cool, dude. That was not cool.
痛かったか？ 本当にすまん。
痛いとこなでなでしてにゃ。
Okay.
なでなでだとこんな天下の往来で。
Oh, come on, man. Come on.
だって今日のしてほしいことないかって言ったにゃ。
You walked yourself into this. Just get it over with.
どうぞにゃ。
Ferris tilts her head toward me. Just go for it, man.
うわ、
You insane.
わかった。
Yes.
ほら、
Goody, goody, goody. Left no choice. I gently rub her head. Aww.
にゃ気持ちいいにゃ。
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh Daru, if he were here, his brain would explode. Ferris murmurs and narrows her eyes. She really seems like a cat right now. Then, in between her faint sighs, I hear whispering. Oh dear. Whispering so quietly that I could barely make out her words.
ごめんね。心配かけて。
Aww.
ね、なんだ？
When I ask her to repeat herself, she immediately switches back to her cat girl persona and smiles mischievously at me. Oh, come on, Ferris, be yourself!
今日はいっぱい働いたね。
Yeah, jeez, you bet we did.
ああ、さすがに答えたな。
Look, I see the frogs. Like, we've got some of those frogs in the emotes on the channel. After working in the whole day of the Maid Queen Yan Yan, I head home with Mary. Oh yeah, right, you can't see my cursor. I was talking about the frogs in the top right corner on the poster. And there's the one on the wall there too. I say worked, but Maid Queen Yan Yan was closed today, so the lab members underwent job training. Considering none of us had ever worked at a restaurant before, you can hardly blame us for needing it. This train is loud. Lukako and Mocha joined us in the evening, and Ferris gave them the basic rundown. Oh, and for the record, Lukako's maid outfit still isn't ready yet, so there was no grand debut today. Mayuri is working her hardest on it. Oh dear.
ああ、そうだ、マユリ。ちょっと聞きたいんだが、
何？
Yeah?
フェイリスの好きなものとか、お前知らないか？
Oh, Okabe. What a question.
フェリスちゃんの好きなもの？
おう。
そうだな。
Mayuri places her index finger on her chin.
やっぱりライネットかな。
Yeah, that's true.
ライネットか。そういえばそうだったな。
Raynet. Shorthand for RailNet Access Battlers. It's a card game based on one of the pop-ups of one of the super popular manga, Raynet Kakadu. It's big with adults and children of all ages. I'm currently into Magic the Gathering. Very heavily. Commander decks, actually. I've got two. I've got a Sapperling deck with Gave, like, Master Spores or something, and also a Gorgon deck because I'm a big fan of Gorgons in general, and the playstyle's really fun and really mean. Anyway, Ferris is not only addicted to the game itself, but also pretty darn skilled at it too.
うん。
もしかしてオカリンはエリスちゃんにプレゼントをしたいの？
Yes.
プレゼントというか、何か気分転換をさせてやりたいんだ。
Yeah.
フェイリスはああいうやつだから口には出さないが、結構参ってるんじゃないかと思ってな。
Oh, Okabe. Okabe, this is why you actually stand a chance at romance, is because you notice the really subtle and important things, and you think about the people around you. You don't have to be suave or even like superior looking. Like, I always struggled with that concept. Like, I definitely was not the best, like a good looking guy. Like, beyond just like the general like lottery you get, I was also like a large guy, and so I always just assumed that people wouldn't like me. But I ended up having people who were interested in me, dating me. I had girlfriends. Like, things happened romantically, actively. Like, and there were people who I turned down inadvertently, kind of half the time. But like on hindsight, like I inadvertently was turning people down. Like, it happens. Like, it's amazing how being a good listener and just a decent person and you know, just like being yourself can really take care of the majority of like gaps when it comes to relationships. Like, obviously not everyone's life is exactly the same, but my experience was that despite my looks, despite how I felt about myself and despite my confidence, I found relationships. It wasn't like it was easy, and it wasn't like it was like always like wanted, but it was there. It's really interesting too. Like, I think that's one thing that Steinsgate highlights really well. Like, it does romance so naturally, and a lot of it comes down to understanding the individual rather than just appealing to senses of romance and sweeping gestures, you know? Like he doesn't sweep anyone off their feet. On the contrary, like the canon like romance, you know, with Kurisu, they literally barely can stand each other's presence. But then in the key moments when it really matters, Okabe steps up and like shows he genuinely cares, listens to Kurisu. When he pulls out like, oh, you mentioned this one thing a while ago, or when she mentioned her dad, he's just like, all right, well, let's go meet your dad. Let's go talk. I'll make him listen to you. Like, he did those things because he cared, not because like it was romantic. And yet it made it super romantic. It's so cool. Like, Steinsgate is a fantastic like example of something that's super fake, but showing a lot of realistic relationship advice and goals. Obviously, there's tropiness, but if you take out the tropiness, the humanity is there very, very powerfully. Anyway, curse, stupid hand. Okay, hitting pretty hard, yes.
おかりんもやっぱりそう思う？
Oh, absolutely.
だよね。
Mayuri furrows her brow and then frowns.
気晴らしになりそうなものって他にないか？ライネットと言われても俺はあまり詳しく知らないんだ。
それだったらね。
Maybe a movie? I don't know.
とにかく俺にも分かりそうなものを頼む。
She's really working on it. Mayuri gazes up into the sky, deep in thought. Then, after groaning for a while, she clasps her hands together.
そうだ。レトルト PC。
A retro PC, you mean?
レトルト PC？ ってなんだ？
ほら、昔のパソコンさんだよ。ラボにもあるでしょ。
Okay.
ロッパちゃんとか。
X6800? But so she meant to say retro, but she's saying it odd.
レトルト PC じゃなくてレトロ PC な。
Yeah.
そうそう、それ。
Aww.
ほう、意外だな。あのフェイリスがレトロ PC と。
なんかね、もともとフェリスちゃんのパパさんが集めてたんだって。それを見てるうちに興味が湧いてきたって言ってたよ。
Okay. So her dad is alive in this world line, right? I think he is.
なるほど。
Retro PCs, huh? This makes things easy. I should take a look at the secondhand shops in Akiba. When I mentioned this, Mayuri smiles and says, Mayushi thinks Fetish-chan would like that very much. Alright, well, we have a plan. Alright, let's go ahead and see how this plays out a little bit. Like, I don't have too much longer, but at the same time, I did ramble a lot, so I think we should go a little longer than usual. Maid Queen Yanyan was close to accommodate our training yesterday, but is ready and open for business today. Which means it's finally time for us to start working. With the store set to open in about 30 minutes, the atmosphere is tense or nervous. Needless to say, Ferris and Mayuri are more used to this environment, so they do the rounds, making sure everyone's alright.
ああ、リンリンちゃん。ちょっとリボンが曲がってるにゃ。
Rin. Mayuri fixes a ribbon around Rin Yanyan, formerly known as Suzuha's neck. Oh gosh. Her maid outfit in Rin is based off of the kanji character for Suzu. Oh, that's cute.
ありがとう、椎名まゆり。
Aww.
違うよ、リンリンちゃん。ここではまゆしーはまゆしーにゃんにゃんなのです。
Mayushi Yanyan.
ああ、そっか、ごめん。
ねえまゆり、じゃなかった。まゆし、私はどう？変じゃない？
No, you look adorable.
大丈夫だよ。
Aww. After our flyer escapades yesterday, it looked like Kurisu's gained a little bit more self-confidence. She's still shy as ever, but now she's at least acting able to act like a cat-eared maid. And honestly, the shy act might actually play well into her favor anyway.
何岡部汚らしい目でジロジロ見ないで汚れるから
Jeez, touchy much?
って全然メイドらしくないなお前。そんなことで大丈夫か。
私このキャラで行くことにしたから
Oh, she's gonna be a tsundere?
クリスニャンニャンはツンドラっていうキャラ設定になったんだにゃ。
Alright, to be fair, play to your strengths, right? So tsundere, sundra. So this is not tsundere, this is sundra. Derived from the words tundra, it sounds similar to tsundere, but the primary differentiator is that the sundara character is only ever aloof and acerbic. They never exhibit any signs of affectionate behavior. These kinds of characters are popular with masochists. The term rose up to prominence after being used to refer to certain popular anime's icy cold purple-haired main heroine. Oh, who's that supposed to be? Purple-haired icy cold main heroine. And it would have been, I don't know enough of the culture to know for sure who that could possibly been, but if you happen to know, please let me know. I'd love to know like what anime / character that was supposed to be referencing. But interesting. So not tsundere, so it's like the angry but kind of shyly like nice. She's just gonna be like yeah, like why should I care about you? Like yeah, I get it. That's I don't get the appeal, but I see the appeal and I know that there's an audience, so no. And Kurisu will be pretty good at that. But I'm guessing she's gonna end up being a little dairy if people give her compliments, so.
お帰りになさいませご主人様大好きにゃんなんて私が言っても似合わないでしょ
Yeah, I do, but it's pretty cute to hear you say it anyway.
ああ
Yeah.
なるほど確かに。
何を納得してるのそうでもないくらい言いなさいよこの DT が
Jeez. Okay, Kurisu, I know you're doing, but good grief. Calm down. Yes. Ugh.
お前って本当に最低のクズね気持ち悪いこっちに来ないでちょうだい
Bitch. Okay. You know, the funny thing is she probably could do pretty well this if she just pretends everyone's Okabe. At least aggravating Okabe. Oh, you can't take it. His heart.
とまあこんな感じ
クリスちゃん上手。お客さん大喜びだにゃ。
Oh boy, yeah. Oh, so she was just practicing her character. Don't scare me like that. And wait, are customers really looking for that kind of service? Apparently, I'm sure there are. Not me, but I'm sure.
むふクリスニャンニャン大ブレイクの予感
Yeah, probably. Dario breathes heavily as he speaks, his cheeks bright red. Is that going to be her name, Chris Nyan Nyan? That's interesting. I take back my previous statement. In case it's not already obvious, Chris Nyan Nyan is Kurisu's maid name. I had suggested Celebsev Nyan Nyan, but needless to say, I only narrowly avoided getting my head bashed in. I also tried to push for Shining Finger Nyan Nyan as Mooka's name, but that got rejected as well. They went with a far more bowing Momo Nyan Nyan. Aw, that's actually kind of adorable. They're lost. Yeah, I knew she'd, all the girls are gonna look great as maids. Like, come on. But Mooka definitely's got it for the look. Like, look at the hair. Her hair's fantastic for this. Said Momo Nyan Nyan is currently trying her best to clean the windows. After working together like this, I realized something. Mooka's entirely incapable of cleaning. Yeah, she is. For example, Mooka was supposed to be polishing the tables right about now, but after she noticed some fingerprints on the window, she got distracted. Now she's cleaning the windows. And upon closer inspection, there's a broom leaning against the wall right next to the dustpan full of trash that's been completely abandoned. She probably got distracted by something else. She's not just like this with cleaning either. It's everything. It's everything. When asked to make the chocolate parfait during training yesterday, Mooka took twice as long as everyone else. She ended up making something that only barely resembled a parfait. The ice cream melted into the mess, there was too much chocolate, and it was overflowing out of the glass. I've never seen someone so unskilled in my entire life.
なあちょっとダメだよ桐生萌えかじゃなかった萌え萌え
何
ゴミはちゃんと廃棄しないとさあとテーブルと窓を同時に拭くのはやめなってば
Yeah.
ごめん
Aww.
ああいいよゴミは私がやっとくから
What's interesting about this whole situation is that Suzuha's doing her best to try and help Mooka out. It's almost like watching a little sister try and take care of her clumsy older sibling or something. They might make for a good combo.
Ooh!
My attention fully on Mooka and Suzuha, I hear Daru's voice coming from behind me. And then immediately after, I hear the girls let out a stunned sigh. I turn around to take a look and... oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There stands a beautiful young lady fidgeting restlessly after exiting the changing room. Oh dear. Down. Down. Can I... I wonder if I could have like scrolled or something. I don't know. Like I was trying to see if it could, but it just went up. But like I'm sure it's like, ooh boy. Her voice is as fate, almost as if she might vanish at a moment's notice. This girl, man, is the epitome of innocent beauty. He's the polar opposite of how Kurisu was yesterday after changing into her maid uniform. Yeah, hold it in, boys. I could just barely make out Daru's muttering in the corner. I hate to admit it, but even I can't look away. Oh gosh, don't talk like that. I'm having flashbacks to the last route. Yeah. Kurisu. She's wilting. Yeah, unfortunately, Luca, you're hitting it out of the park, man. His face bright red, Lukako glances over at me. I imagine he's going to give me a look of protest, considering I'm the one who put him into this situation I get it, but instead... Oh, my heart breaks for him. Like, he super likes, like, Okabe. And it's like, even in the route where he ends up with Okabe, it still felt like super, like, he's just, it's kind of ham-fisted half the time. Yes.
当然ではないか我が弟子よ。お前はこの法王院京馬が見込んだ男の中の男だ。胸を張ってメイド界の女王を目指すがいい。
Become the queen of all maids.
はい、僕頑張ります。
Okabe, you're brilliant. You've done it again.
セリフだけ聞いてると何かが間違ってるんだけど、漆原さんだから許せちゃうわね。
Yeah, yeah.
これで全員揃ったにゃ。
みんな頑張ってくれだお。
Yeah.
僕も今日は裏方として頑張るからね。
Daru's penguin suit is actually a modified one we got from Tokyo Hands. Mayuri's going to be making the adjustments, but she couldn't handle Lukako's maid uniform at the same time, understandably. Alright, Tokyo Hands, what is that? Fictional. A home improvement chain based out of Tokyo, but unlike most of the stores which have large buildings outside the city centers, Tokyo Hands has many department store style buildings located around major train stations. Tokyo Hands stores also carry a wide variety of products, from professional grade tools to materials to fishing and variety goods. Wow, that's literally like everything. It's a home improvement and potluck store? I don't know. How does that even work? Maybe it's like a super condensed Walmart or something. So for today, Daru has his digital camera and laptop with him so he can grab photos of the May Queen Yan Yan website.
素敵なホームページをお願いにゃ。ダルにゃ。楽しみにしてるにゃ。
Oh yeah.
任せてフェイリスタン。ということで、早速写真を1枚。
Daru starts taking photos of us. He said one photo, but he's clearly taking multiple. Some of them low angle even. You get out of here.
ローアングラーやめ。
Yeah, I know, right? Low angler. Cameramen who photograph female cosplayers and idols from low angle can be found where cosplayers congregate, such as Kaviva, Akihabara's Pedestrian Heaven. Or Haven. Now here's the thing. Another thing, I was listening to Trash Taste. I listened to a lot of Trash Taste this weekend. We did a lot of driving, so I just listened to the podcast. That's another thing. Apparently, like, it sounds like it's almost scary to be a cosplayer in Japan because of, like, the cameramen and the low anglers and everything. It sounds like it's, like, really easy to just be overwhelmed. Ugh.
大丈夫だお。これは僕の個人的なコレクションだから。
Oh, yeah, yeah, totally fine.
余計に悪いわ。
クリスちゃん、キャラクターが変わってるよ。
Oh, no, wait, what?
おっとっとっと、いけない。ふん、さっさと死になさい、この豚。お前のような変態がいるだけで地球の大気が汚れるわ。
Now, interesting. I heard a phrase in there, and I hope it's not like a filthy, filthy word, but she said puta? Puta. I've heard that before. It's interesting because, like, I would guess that's pig, but I could have sworn that was pig in Spanish. Or am I completely off the mark here? I don't even know. But, like, it's, like, it doesn't, like, it in my head, I thought it was a Spanish word, not Japanese.
むわー、来たこれ。
Kite ki ar. Japanese internet slang is described when everything is proceeding as planned. Should we really be going down this path? I get the feeling we're only going to be drawing creeps like Daru if we keep this up.
それじゃあルカニャン、もう少しで開店だから、その前にフェイリスと一緒にお店の外をお掃除しに行くにゃ。
いきなり外で仕事ですか？
Oh boy.
大丈夫、すぐに慣れるわ。私も昨日そうだったから。でも
It's just like a band-aid, just rip it off.
ほら、行くにゃ。
待ってください。まだ心の準備が。
My heart's not ready for this. Ferris takes the hesitant Luca Nyan Nyan. Yes, that's actually his maid name. With her outside the cafe. Luca Nyan Nyan Nyan. Oh gosh. And so the time to open up Make Queen Nyan had finally arrived, kicking off our work day. And that's where we're going to end for today, because I don't know. It might just skip right to the end of the day. It might actually have events unfold either way. We'll save that for next week. I feel like I've just had a delicious meal. A delicious meal of moe. It's awesome. This has been an interesting episode. See, the thing is, I'm anticipating we're going to have a work day. It's going to have a little bit of chaos, but overall, a decent success. But then 4 degrees Celsius is going to come in and try and intimidate us. Maybe break a window or something. And then, like, we'll have another kind of crisis mode. Or maybe we'll have a few initial days of success, and then 4 degrees will come crash the party. But we'll have to see. But anyway, thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel. As always, thank you to my patrons. You guys are awesome. Kind of weird having patrons, but thank you so much. Like, as you guys have seen, I did some, I got some special, what do you call them? Emotes for the Discord channel. I got just a persona of me with various things and a few memes from the channel. Hopefully to bring more of that into the future. That's because of the lovely patrons. Thank you guys for your support. Again, patrons, like, definitely not necessary. I'm so grateful just to have anyone who's watching. But for those of you who are supporting the channel directly, thank you. I hope to continue to funnel things into the channel to help make it a better place, make it more fun and dynamic. Just give us more interesting stuff to work with. And also, of course, keep an eye out for the Patron Cast. It's going to be my monthly podcast where patrons can listen in and ask me direct questions and just listen to me talk and ramble. I guarantee you this Patron Cast is coming up. I'm going to be recording soon. Is going to talk a lot about anime, because this season of anime is just on fire. And I can't wait to talk about, like, the shows I'm watching, why I'm watching them, what I think is going to happen, just all of that kind of stuff. And of course, any questions you guys ask and put onto the patron-only section of the Discord channel. But you guys are all here. You guys are all big supporters. Thank you for being a part of this wonderful channel family, being part of the like Blue Shifting Literature Club, the Visual Novel Literature Club. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being a part of it. If you haven't, check out the Discord. It's a great place to just go and chill, post some beams, talk about your current events in the series, and also make predictions about what you think is going to happen or what you think I'm going to think. Right now, it's going to be really interesting to figure out what route I'm going to go down the Muv-Love series, because I don't even know. So it's a good one to talk about. And then, of course, patrons also are going to be selecting a new Friday series here very soon, because the one I'm currently doing is very short. So we'll be jumping into a brand new series there very soon. So keep an eye out for that. But of course, thank you so much for everything you guys do. Thank you so much for being part of the channel. And as always, until next video watching me, I will see me in next. I'll see you there.